Hey guys, this is Matt Houlihan from Volley HQ, and today we're going to be going over how to use automatic email responders to build trust between you and the warm leads that are coming onto your site and are subscribing to your newsletter or your email list to try and get some more information. So obviously, building an email list is one of, if not the most important assets that a volleyball club is going to have right off the bat in terms of their outreach, their ability to get people in the door, their ability to promote the things that they're going to be doing, whether it's a tryout, a camp, a clinic. And what we want to do is the moment we get someone into our email list, we're trying to nurture that relationship. So much of youth sports it's a family, being a part of a club, and there's a ton of dynamic there that makes it a very personal experience, right? It's a very personal choice about which club you're a part of. And so the more you can do as a club director, as a administrator in that type of organization to nurture those people as they first come into your club experience. And for a lot of people, your website and then your email list are those first experiences before they even walk through your gym doors and join an open gym or a clinic or a team. They're getting to hear from you in those ways. So one of the things that we like to do to build that relationship and build that trust is just having an autoresponder email. And what we do is you can do it through any email service provider, a MailChimp, a Drip, Constant Contact. There's lots of good ones out there, lots of different ways to do it. We actually use a program called Gmass, which just works directly with inside of Gmail for reasons we'll get into later. But the basic idea of an autoresponder email, if you're not familiar, is this. The moment someone responds or opts into your email list, gives you their email address, maybe their first name, last name, some other information that maybe you require, they're going to be added into a queue to be sent a series of emails. It could just be a, hey, thanks for subscribing. It could be something a little bit more plotted out over a course of 7 days, 14 days. I know people who have literally 40 emails in their email responder list over the course of 2 months. Just different ways to build relationships, give some more information about the club in a very direct way. And the great thing about email lists, when you compare it to the other outreach tools, say an Instagram, a Facebook, Twitter, any social media, anything that that people are going to be subscribing or following along to, is you're not at the mercy of someone else's algorithm, right? The Facebook algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, those things change. So while all of a sudden you may be getting a ton of traffic or you're getting a good amount of traffic on any of those social media platforms, at any moment that algorithm could change, and all of a sudden you're not getting the same amount of traffic. Whereas for emails, if you get someone's email address, how often have you changed your email in the past 15 years? Maybe you've gotten one new email from work. Maybe you've changed it once. So those are long-term assets for you to have within your club. So you're going to be able to hold that communication channel if you're doing a good job and not spamming and not sending a bunch of unneeded or unwarranted content to them. You're going to have a place in their inbox where they are literally inviting you to send them information. And so that's an important thing to be building. So getting back to the autoresponder portion of things, using those automatic emails, I think the best thing you can do is to continue to build trust. I think that's a huge thing for youth sports organizations, for volleyball clubs, is to build trust right off of the bat when someone first enters your email sequence. And so what we like to do is we basically try and customize it as best we can. So when you opt into our email address or our email list, we're going to require not just your email, but also your first name, just so that we can use merge tags to then customize the emails. And so merge tag, real quick overview, is essentially when you opt in, there's a database with your email address and then your name on it. And so when we send emails, we can basically plug in a little merge tag that says, hey, blank, and it just fills in each person's first name in there, so it makes it a little bit more custom. So when John Smith subscribes, instead of saying, hey, nobody, here's the information in our email, it says, hey, John, here's our information about tryouts. So just a little bit more customized information. Now, we're in a day and age where most people can kind of understand that those automatic email responders are happening. So it's not as customized or nice. And so that's why we actually use a program called Gmass that works on top of Gmail. It makes everything look pretty much like it's coming directly live from your Gmail account. So it's a very personalized look. It looks like a one-off email. And so what that actually kind of looks like, I'll jump in just so you can kind of see. We have our Gmass scheduled automatic email for anytime someone subscribes. You've got a happy birthday email as well. Something that just to note. When you're taking down information for kids on tryouts and you've got kids in your club, this is just a nice way to give them a little shout out, let them know that you're thinking about them in a way that's above and beyond what they may normally be used to. So again, working directly within Gmail, which everyone's very familiar with. Just a little note there that thank you for subscribing. Just giving some information. A couple things that you can do in these initial emails that I think are really important to build trust is to introduce yourself as the club director. Introduce yourself as like the main point of contact for any questions. That goes a long way. If you're comparing, think about the times when people are opting into your email address lists. It's during tryouts, right? Or it's during the time leading up to summer camps. And so they're probably opting into a couple different clubs lists within your area because they want to learn more information about them. So how much of a difference would it make to get, when parent A opts into all 4 club email lists, and within the first day she's getting an email directly from you saying, hey, parent A, thanks for subscribing. Would love to learn more about you and hear what it is that you're looking for within our volleyball club. Here's some of the things that we've got coming up. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm the club director here, and would be happy to give you some more tailored information about what we've got going on. Right, that type of thing can go a long way in building your trust and building your relationship with that person. And all you have had to do is put in the groundwork to set up the email responder list so that automatically they're getting that information. And there's a lot of good things that come from it. We've had a tremendous response rate on our autoresponder, just the first email that comes from me, exactly what you're seeing on the screen right here, of just reaching out and saying thank you and just asking to see if there's any questions you can help answer. The amount of information that you get from people who are, looking for you and looking to hear from you, responding to these emails gives you some great feedback about what it is that parents are looking for. Maybe you can take that information and then make it prioritized on your website, right? So if people are really looking for tryout information and maybe they're just not finding it, you may think it's clear on where it is on your website, but it's not. Maybe you add in a lightning box pop-up, or maybe you prioritize it on the front page a little bit more. Just different things that you can kind of take from what you're hearing from the people who are subscribing to your list to help make it as easy as possible for them to get the information that they're searching for. So as you can kind of see here, as I highlight, this is the merge tag that we were talking about. So literally just plugging in the first name of that person who subscribed to your list. Other things that we try and grab whenever possible on a tryout form is, if it's a player within our club, we will assign a row with their team name on it so we can customize emails to their team. We try and get their birthday so we can send that birthday email. We get the addresses so that we can send some other mailings and things along those lines that we like to use as a club. We get their school as well, so St. Christopher Middle School or St. Francis High School, things like that. That we can then use in an email to say, hey, we've got some introductory clinics coming up. Do you have any friends at insert your school that you think might be interested? It's a great way to customize an email to that person, and also asking them to reach out for you and see if there's any players that might be a good fit or friends that they think might want to be a part of the program. So some just different ways to use these email responder lists to be proactive in your communication and to start building trust right away and early on with an email subscriber, I think is a great tool to have in your arsenal. It is a great way to just going out and learning more about your customers as you go. So I highly recommend it if you haven't already checked it out or set it up on your email service provider. If you want to learn more about GMass, which is the program that we use, which is a good little lightweight alternative. Can't do everything, that a MailChimp and other things can do. But if you're looking for ways to make it as personalized and custom as possible, where it just seems like it's just you personally sending an email, it's the best one that we've found out on the market. We'll link to that in the bottom of this bio as well. But let us know if you have any questions. Feel free to drop a comment on YouTube or on our blog post as well. We'd love to hear from you and see ways that you're using your autoresponder emails or your email service provider in unique ways to build relationships. So appreciate you guys' time, and thanks for spending a little bit of your evening, afternoon, or morning with me. And we'll be back soon with some more content. Thanks.